Hello everyone and welcome to the second part of the Taylor series and Maclaurin series expansion of the function. So in the previous lecture we have seen some standard formulae of Taylor's and Maclaurin series expansion, then the standard series expansion of some of the standard elementary functions we have gone through, then we have seen two examples on the Taylor's and Maclaurin series expansion. So let's see a few more important examples on the Taylor's and Maclaurin series expansion. So the first example in this video is expand sine inverse of x plus h in the powers of x as far as the terms in x cube. So see here in this example everything is mentioned explicitly that the expansion should involve the power of x and you have to go up to the x cube. Okay, so which formula we will use, as we have this function as x plus h, function of x plus h. So let's denote first of all this given function as f of x plus h. So let f of x plus h is sine inverse of x plus h. So obviously what we have, f of x as sine inverse of x. Okay, just replacing x by x plus h by x, we have this one. Okay, so let's first write the Taylor series expansion in the powers of x, then by Taylor series we have f of x plus h is equal to, so powers of x is required, so we have f of h plus x f dash of h plus x square by 2 factorial f double dash of h plus x cube by 3 factorial f triple dash of h and so on. So as it is required up to x cube, so we will write up to this third derivative term only. So let's call it as 1. Now evaluate as per the requirement of this equation 1. We want f of h, f dash of h, f double dash of h and so on. So let's first find out the derivative and evaluate its value at x is equal to h. So since f of x is sine inverse of x, right, so its value at x is equal to h will be nothing but sine inverse of h. Okay, now differentiate this. So f dash of x, what is the derivative of sine inverse of x? So derivative of sine inverse of x is nothing but 1 upon under root of 1 minus x square. Okay, so again put x as h, you will get f dash of h which is equal to 1 upon under root of 1 minus x square. Then let's find out second derivative, f double dash of x. So what will be derivative of 1 upon under root of 1 minus x square? So we will write this 1 upon under root of 1 minus x square as 1 minus x square to the power minus half. So on simplification of that, what you will get? So you will get the derivative of 1 minus x square to the power minus half as minus half into 1 minus x square to the power minus half minus 1 into derivative of 1 minus x square is minus 2x. Okay, so 2 will get cancelled, minus minus plus, and this power will be minus 3 by 2. So what it gives? X upon 1 minus x square to the power 3 by 2. Okay, now this is the simplification of this derivative. So put x is equal to h. So we have h upon 1 minus h square to the power 3 by 2. Okay. Now let's differentiate this again. X upon 1 minus x square to the power 3 by 2. So what we have? We have triple derivative of function. So x upon 1 minus x square on differentiation. So we will apply a product rule. So what we have? X is the first function. Now derivative of 1 upon 1 minus x square to the power 3 by 2 will be nothing but minus 3 by 2 into 1 minus x square to the power minus 3 by 2 minus 1, that is minus 5 by 2 into minus 2x. So differentiation of second term is over. Now differentiate x, which is 1. Then what we have? 1 minus x square to the power minus 3 by 2. Now, right, in this way the simplification is done. Now let's simplify it further. 2 will get cancelled, minus minus plus. So on complete simplification you will have the term as 1 plus 2x square upon 1 minus x square to the power minus to the power plus 5 by 2. So this is the third derivative of the function. Now find its value at h. So just replace x by h. So we have 1 plus 2h square upon 1 minus h square to the power 5 by 2. So substituting all these values which are required in equation 1. So substituting all the values in equation 1, we get. So what we shall get? You can see what are the requirement. F of h, which is this, f dash of h, f double dash of this is h, sorry, right, and then f triple dash of h. All these values will substitute. So what we have? So we have f of x plus h. F of x plus h is, what is that? Function sine inverse of x plus h is equal to, what we have? It is f of h, which is sine inverse of h plus x, then f dash of h. The value of f dash of h is nothing but 1 upon under root of, or 1 upon under root of 1 minus h square. Then next term is x square by 2 factorial, and then the second derivative. What is the second derivative? It is h upon 1 minus h square to the power 3 by 2. Then the next term is x cube by 3 factorial, and then 1 plus 2h square upon 1 minus h square to the power 5 by 2, and so on. So this is a required series expansion. Okay, now let's see the next example. So the next example in this is expand expand sine of x in powers of x minus pi by 2. So here also it is explicitly mentioned that we want powers of x minus pi by 2. So compare this whenever we have the expansion in the other than x, right? So that terms must be compared with x minus a. So what we have here on comparing this, what this gives? This gives you a as pi by 2, right? So here we are going to use the expansion of the function in the powers of x minus a. So let's first denote f of x is equal to sin x, because this is the function to be expanded. Then by, and again here mention what is a. So here a is pi by 2. Now, so by Taylor's series expansion, so here we use the formula number C. We have what? F of x is equal to f of a plus x minus a f dash of a plus x minus a whole square upon 2 factorial f double dash of a, plus, as I mentioned, if it is not given any restriction on the number of terms of expansion, then we will write up to third derivative terms. So here I have written up to third derivative terms. Now putting a is equal to what? Pi by 2. So what we have? F of x is equal to f of pi by 2 plus x minus a f dash of pi by 2 plus x minus a is pi by 2 na, so here we should write pi by 2, x minus pi by 2 whole square by 2 factorial f double dash of pi by 2 plus x minus pi by 2 whole cube upon 3 factorial f triple dash of pi by 2, and so on. So let's call this as equation 1, and what we want in order to get this expansion, we want the value of function and its derivative at pi by 2. So let's find out that. So given sin x is given, just a minute, f of x is sin x, so its value at pi by 2 is obtained by replacing x as pi by 2. So sine of pi by 2, what is sine of pi by 2? That is 1. Now differentiate, we will get f dash of x. So derivative of sin x is minus cos x, derivative of sin x is plus cos x. Find its value at again pi by 2. So cos of pi by 2 is equal to 0. Then again differentiate, f double dash of x is minus sin x, derivative of this cos x is minus sin x. So its value at pi by 2 is minus sine of pi by 2, which is equal to minus 1. Then find out the next derivative, that is third derivative, so which is minus cos x, which implies the value at pi by 2 is 0, because cos of pi by 2 is what? 0. So etc. These are the derivative terms required. Now put all these values in equation 1. So equation 1 implies f of x, which was sin x, is equal to f of pi by 2, what is that? F of pi by 2 is 1, then plus x, what is x? X is nothing but 1 plus what it is, we have as per the series expansion here x minus pi by 2, f dash of pi by 2, so x minus pi by 2 f dash of pi by 2 is 0, then plus x minus pi by 2 whole square upon 2 factorial f double dash of pi by 2, which is minus 1, you can see here, plus x minus pi by 2 whole cube upon 3 factorial into f triple dash of pi by 2, which is 0, plus and so on. Simplifying it further, so what we find? 1, this term vanishes, here it is minus x minus pi by 2 whole square upon, I'll write 2 factorial as 2 and so on. So this is a required series expansion. So you can see here, as per the requirement, we will select properly the formula. We have 4 formulae, formula A, B, C and D. So here in this example, as the powers of x minus a is required, so we use the formula number C. Now let's have next example. So it is expand or the example is asked like this: show that f of mx is equal to f of x plus m minus 1 into x f dash of x plus m minus 1 whole square upon 2 factorial into x square f double dash of x and so on. So if you look at this term, the series expansion, so here what we find? We find the powers of m minus 1 times x. Okay, so this function need to be expanded in the powers of m minus 1 into x. Okay, so what we do first of all, so we will write this mx in the powers of m minus 1. So we can write mx as x plus m minus 1 times x. Okay, so that if you simplify this, you will get mx. So now it is in the form x plus, as powers of m minus 1 into x is required, so this is nothing but h. Okay, so taking h is equal to m minus 1 into x. Just write the formula of Taylor series in the powers of h. So what we have? F of x plus h is equal to f of x plus h f dash of x plus h square by 2 factorial f double dash of x and so on. But x plus h is nothing but mx. Okay, so what we have? F of mx is equal to f of x plus h is m minus 1 into x, f dash of x plus m minus 1 into x whole square upon 2 factorial into f double dash of x and so on. So we will write one more term and you can see we will get the desired result. Now let's have one more example. So that is the expansion of the function where evaluation is done. In the previous video lecture, we have seen how the evaluation can be done. So it's asked find the value of cos of 64 degree using Taylor's theorem. Using the Taylor's theorem. So how it can be done? So let's see. So as cos of 64 degree value is required over here. So what we do? So we will use the formula f of x plus h, where we will have to find out the what is x and h. Okay. So solution to find cos of 64 degree. So first of all, we will write 64 degree into two terms, out of which one value is already known to us. So as we know, cos of 60 degree is known to us, right? So we will break this, split this 64 degree into 64 degree plus 4 degree. Again, we will write this in the radian form. So 60 degree is nothing but pi by 3, okay, plus 4 degree can be written as 4 into 1 radian, and 1 radian is nothing but pi by 180. And the value of pi by 180 is equal to, in radian, is 0.01745. This is the value of 1 radian. So 1 degree is equal to what? We have 0.01745 radian. So simplifying it further, what we find? So it's pi by 3 plus this comes out to be 0.0698. So in this way I have splitted 64 degree now. So here this is nothing but x. So this is x plus h, 64. This is x and this is the value of h, right? Now, so let's first have some notation. As we want to find out cos of 64 degree, so let's take f of x is equal to cos of x. Okay. Now, so by Taylor series expansion, so which formula we will use here? So here we will use the formula number A. So by Taylor series expansion, we have, yes, what we have? We have f of x plus h is equal to f of x plus h f dash of x plus h square by 2 factorial f double dash of x plus h cube by 3 factorial f triple dash of x and so on. Let's call it as formula number 1. Putting x as what? Pi by 3 and h as this value and the function as cos of x. So what we have? So this implies f of pi by 3 plus 0.0698 is equal to f of pi by 3 plus 0.0698 f dash of pi by 3 plus 0.0698 whole square upon 2 factorial f double dash of pi by 3 plus 0.0698 whole cube, just substituting the values which we have mentioned. So as per the requirement of this, we'll find out the value. So given here, you may denote this series by formula number 2. Now here f of x is cos x, so its value at pi by 3 cos of 60 degree. Cos 60 degree is nothing but half, which is equal to 0.5. Then differentiating, f dash of x is derivative of cos x is minus sin x. Find its value at pi by 3. Just put x as pi by 3. Sine of 60 degree. Sine 60 degree is minus root 3 by 2. So which is nothing but minus of 0.866. Again differentiating. So we have minus cos x, which gives you the value at pi by 3 is minus of 0.5. Similarly, the third derivative is plus sin x. Derivative of cos x is minus sin x, already minus sin, so minus minus plus. So f triple dash of pi by 3 is equal to 0.866 and so on. Putting all these values in equation 2. So equation 2 implies f of pi plus, so this is nothing but what, our function cos of 64 degree. So cos of 64 degree is equal to 0.5 f of pi by 3, then 0.0698 times f dash of, that is minus 0.866, then plus 0.0698 whole square upon 2 factorial into f double dash, that is minus 0.5, then plus 0.0698 whole cube upon 3 factorial into the next value, which is 0.866 and so on. So on simplifying, what you will get? You will get cos of 64 degree is 0.4383. So in this way we get the answer. If you wish, you can check this using calculator. Just find out the value of cos 64 degree, you will get this answer. Okay, so in this way one can evaluate the values. So proper selection of x and h is required. So as far as possible, if you know the value of that function at certain angle, say here we know the cos of 60. So I have broken this 64 into 2 parts. One is 60 and other is remaining one. So 4 degree. Like this the problem can be done. So I hope the almost all types of examples are covered in this video. So we shall come up with few more important examples in the next video lectures. Thank you all for watching the video.